Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Welcome in to Victory Monday, baby! It is the Woodward Sports Network, Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate all of you guys locking in with us on a Victory Monday.
Victory!
Huge win for the Detroit Lions. What was it, 41-38, Broder? Mm-hmm. Massive win for the Detroit Lions, man.
I thought they were going to score 42, so they let me down a little bit.
You were right there.
A little bit.
And they gave up a little too many points from what you had.
Just a few.
Hey, but
what a game.
All seriousness, though, fellas, with this game, we have a huge show for you guys. Victory Monday. This was one of the bigger games of the year. Just being kind of, you have two big games left in the season. You have to go on the road and dominate. The Detroit Lions did that for us. And Broder?
Yep.
Everyone has been jumping on and off and on and off the bandwagon. Loss, they're off. Win, they're on. A couple wins, they're right back on. They don't want to say a bad thing. Listen, Broder, I think it's time we all put this football team on the level of the Philadelphia Eagles, the San Francisco 49ers, the Seattle Seahawks. It's time for everyone in Detroit start drinking some Kool-Aid with me. See this Kool-Aid? We should all be drinking this right now. The Detroit Lions have a football team, Broder.
They do. 7-2.
A real football team.
7-2. This was that one game, the Chargers game. We had circles like, man, this is going to be a tough one. We got the easiest schedule for the rest of the season, but look what they just did. Shootout, baby.
It felt like the last 2 weeks there was a lot of people, even people here, that were like, oh, they're done. The trade deadline, it's over. The season's over. And guess what we did, Broder?
What?
We sat up here, and I said, there's a path. And they're on the path right now to get to that one seed. I think they're going to do it, Broder. Yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. After we did the watch party, I walked around. They were doing the pregame show. I had so much adrenaline from doing the Kool-Aid video, from just the game. I just was walking around the back, just screaming. Like I was just back there yelling. People, you probably could have heard it on the postgame show.
Wow.
I was just it's the best day ever. It was yesterday.
I got nothing to follow that. I believe it. I believe it. These halls must have been riddled with happy Woodward Sports personnel. Maybe some Lady Jane's girls.
Yeah, and shout out too to Riley Patterson. How about that?
Oh, just going right to Riley. Yeah, I mean, how ironic though that game was decided by a kick.
Yes,
like the last thing either team was thinking of ever doing, and Riley Patterson wins it.
Oh, that was a close one there. Hey, we do have a packed show again. Let's go around the room real quick. Introduce the boys.
Some legends.
We've got Jalen in the TD booth. He is back from Friday.
Hoorah!
Hoorah! Let's go. How was your Victory Monday today?
It was cool. Work was cool, man. I had a good weekend. You know, my high school teams almost had states. You know, Lions won. I'm having a very
Michigan won.
Michigan won too, man. It's good to be back here, man. I'm having a good day.
It was a great weekend. We've got the legend in the sound booth today. We've got JB.
Legend.
What up, JB? How are you feeling?
I'm good. How you guys feeling? It's Victory Monday as always. I'm assuming everyone had a good weekend. I mean, I know me and Booner, we hit some bets this past weekend.
We did. We did.
Appreciate
definitely.
that.
I did. I was thinking about this. I didn't realize it until about 2 hours ago, though. I gave out all of the Lions props on the pregame show. I gave 6 of them out. All 6 of them hit. 6-0. So if you tuned into the pregame show, you were there too. You were doing the sound. All of those Lions props I gave out, 6 of them for the stream. You guys tune into the stream. We do the props.
You went 6-0?
6. All those Lions props. 3 of Monrod St. Brown, Khalif Raymond hit. What else did I have?
I'm undefeated.
I had something else. I'll figure it out. I'm sure if you guys took it though, you guys definitely you guys made some money on that though for sure. 6-0. That was a great day. That's why these streams are so fun.
Never lost.
Undefeated, never lost.
Oh yeah. All right, what else do we have here? Let's keep this thing rolling. I thought you were about to say something there. Hey. But the Detroit Lions, since week 9 of last week, I didn't put the graphic in there, but 15-4, Broder.
Dude, 15-4 in the last 19 games. And you look, I mean, we're going to talk about their schedule a little bit later, so we won't go into too much detail. You look at the stretch coming up, their next 8 games.
Things look up, and we do have a couple segments with that, talking about the schedule and kind of talking about the next couple games. We have what do we have today? Overreaction Monday. I have a big overreaction with the rest of the season and the schedule that I wanted to throw out there for that with the Detroit Lions. So I mean, if they've gone 15-4 the last 19, imagine I don't even know what the next 2 or 3 years look like for this team. I don't want to get too slappy around here. I know I've got some Kool-Aid around me. I'm sitting up here drinking the Kool-Aid, and I've got the glasses, the chain, all that. I don't want to be, I do have some things to critique here today about the game. Oh, yeah. Because there were some things that you could clean up for sure.
But if you want to simplify it, at the end of the day, the Detroit Lions are a very good football team, and the schedule remains has a couple not very good football teams on it. In fact, the majority is not very good football teams. So they still got their work cut out for them. You still got to go and win those games. But when we're talking about 2 against the Bears, 1 against the Packers, the Vikings, we're going to talk about them too. They're not a gimme. The Broncos, I definitely don't believe in. Then you got the Cowboys and Saints.
I have here. I gave out the 6 props yesterday. Lions team total, I gave out over 25.5. I gave them Amon-Ra St. Brown over 85.5 yards, hit. Both of those hit. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 6.5 catches, hit. Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown, hit. Jameer Gibbs over 158 all-purpose yards, one of the lowest lines of all time for the fact that he had over 100 all-purpose yards. That hit. Khalif Raymond over 13.5 hit. Booner never loses.
Do you see Ben Johnson run down the sideline on that Khalif Raymond? He's just almost as fast as Khalif.
Oh man,
the dude can still play.
I'm gonna have to go back and see that.
He's a quarterback at North Carolina.
What he played quarterback in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Caleb Presley.
Yeah.
Same time or different time?
Caleb Presley?
He was the backup at North Carolina.
Oh, to Ben Johnson?
No, to Mitch Trubisky.
No way.
Yeah. Didn't know that?
From PMT? Or from Barstool?
Yeah, he was the Minister of Accountability or something? Or
that's DMAC.
Oh, and that's DMAC. Yeah, no, I'm thinking of what is it? Someone in here has to know. I mean, he's like his Sunday conversations are huge. I can't remember, but his story is kind of wild. He was a backup there for North Carolina.
Come on.
I didn't know Ben Johnson was too.
No, he's a starter.
Went to the same high school as Luke Combs.
That's right.
He did. Caleb Presley went to that high school too.
Come on.
That's wild.
Dude.
Shut up, Ben Johnson, baby. Sign a contract. Stay 2 or 3 more years. I'll pay you out of my own pocket.
I would love that. He played. He called a really good game on Sunday. Yesterday? Sunday?
Yesterday. Last week it was the Monday night game, so Tuesday was the Victory Tuesday, but we're on Victory Monday today. Cheers again one more time for the people out there drinking your blue Kool-Aid. Enjoy the win. Monday Night Football, though, before we get started, I'll go over kind of our rundown of our show. Monday Night Football, it is kind of I think it's a decent game, to be honest. Broncos at the Bills. Broder, I'll start with you. Let's just give our picks out. The people are probably going to be watching it. We want you guys to tune into both. Who do you have to win that game?
Despite the Bills billing recently, I'm going with the Bills in Buffalo. Denver Broncos are... Oh, they've looked a little better as of late, but I still think the Bills got them. Bills get that dub.
Jalen, who do you have?
I'm gonna go -7 Bills, -7 with a touchdown by Dalton, Stephon. Or a little sprinkle.
Stephon Diggs too. Both of them, all 3 together.
No, you can play them separate. You don't.
Okay.
Don't.
That's what I was clarifying.
I know you're getting a little antsy over there. Don't be like me and Booner.
I was clarifying because sometimes, dude, I put my picks on Twitter and then they're all separate bets. Like I'll put like 10 separate bets out for a football Saturday.
Yeah.
And then people like reach out to me and be like, I parlayed them, and I'm like, no.
And then maybe Josh too. You can sprinkle Josh too, but yeah, don't parlay all those together, guys. Please don't.
JB, winner. Who do you got? Bills, Broncos.
Bills win this game, but Broncos cover because I think the spread is like +7.5.
Yeah, on ESPN here it has 8, so about 7.5.
7.5, 8. I mean, hell, either way, 7.5 or 8. I still think the Broncos cover this one, but yeah, Bills take this with the easy win.
Close game, JB. They were just showing on the screen the Niagara Falls. I've never been. I would love to go.
Me either.
I'm taking the Bills, though, as well. I do have a Josh Allen touchdown. If you guys want to do that before the game starts, I have Dalton Kincaid over 5.5 catches. And I do have Javonte Williams over 55.5 rushing yards in this game tonight.
Not bad. Edwater O'Neill in the chat said, guys, we want the Broncos to keep winning, so our game versus them is another primetime game.
Oh,
not bad.
Actually, I
How
think
about it?
Yes, I think that might be the only game that they might be able to get flexed because Maz did say that New Orleans game, he was thinking they would flex that. But if you look at that week, there's so many good games.
Yeah.
So it seems like maybe this Broncos ones. You know what I think they end? I said it a couple weeks ago. We did
Vikings?
this segment, Vikings
Vikings
week 16.
Week 16 at Minnesota.
Yes. I think it gets.
Sure, it's not the
flexed.
Week 18 game that's
I don't
left
think-
TBD.
I don't think 18 will get flexed. It could, I think.
But I think that's the only one left TBD.
It is, but you don't have to be TBD to get
Okay.
flexed. You can get flexed wherever you're at. That's
You
the
can
thing.
definitely get flexed at Planet Fitness.
You can. Oh, I thought
No.
It's
Yo, free shout out for the sponsor.
Okay,
yeah.
you hit me there. With
I was
one.
there today.
Threw me off. Did you? How much did you bench? 400.
I don't, you know, at Planet Fitness, they don't have flat bench, like free benches. It's all machines and free weights up to 60 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a judgment-free zone, dude.
I've been
Buys
there.
for the guys, curls for the girls. Whatever you're doing, there's no judgment.
I love that.
Yeah.
I don't even get judged there. And look at me right now.
Come on.
No one judges
You
me.
get your
when
black
I
card
walk in.
yet?
No, I've been waiting on it. Maybe it's in my email. I'm gonna have to go take a look. All right. The flex. Yes, I think that because think about this, everyone. Week 16 versus the Vikings. I do think that's going to end up being a game for the Detroit Lions to clinch the division.
Maybe.
I think it is. I don't think Week 18. I think that's a little too far out. But I think the way that the Vikings are keeping it close a little bit, they might stay 1 or 2 games out. And when Week 16 hits, I think it might be they're 2 games out. They might have to win their next 3 games, which 2 versus us. To where if the Detroit Lions win Week 16, they clinch the division for the first time, the North ever. And then the division since the first time was since 1993, 94? So I think that Week 16 gets flexed for sure. I almost want to lock it in. That might be a Booner lock of the night. Thoughts, Broder?
I don't know how they go about deciding, other than pick the best game. But I do see the Broncos at Week 15 are TBD, and the Vikings at Lions January 7th, Week 18 are TBD. So it looks to me like they're keeping those open for flexibility. See what I did there? I don't know. I don't care. Lions should win all of these freaking games, and I'm so excited for the rest of the season. I just want it to be Sunday already. I do.
Eduardo O'Neill said the Sunday night game on Week 16 is Patriots-Broncos. We could get the flex. Only other flex potential game are the Broncos and maybe Saints, but they have the Chiefs that week. Yeah, I think Week 16 might be it. We might.
They're
might
moving the
flex it.
games though too. You guys seen that?
What happened?
Like if you look on like the website and the schedule, it says the 16th and the 17th.
Oh, like Saturday?
Yeah,
They
like-
flex this. Oh.
I thought our flex was like the time difference. Like on my boss had looked up the tickets and they say either like on the Saturday or the Sunday coming up.
that week they do Saturday, Sunday, because I remember originally the Lions, if you remember when the schedule came out, it said Saturday. But then they switched it to TBD, so that might be a flex week as well.
Whatever. All
hey,
hypotheticals.
It is good ones too because we're winning, so we're able to talk about those. Appreciate you guys all locking in on the chat. When you guys get in here, hit that like button, tell someone about the stream, and share it around. Appreciate all of you guys. See John F. and Lord, Peaceful Tim, Jay Cruzen, Wilson, Steve Lehman, Eduardo. I mean, we've got a pack. Coach Walk. I haven't seen Coach Walk in a while. Welcome back, Coach Walk.
We got it. We do have the most epic crew in the chat.
We do. I love our chat. We've got a huge show for you guys. Before we go to break, let me tell you guys about what we have for you at 8:15. We're going to break down the game a little bit, kind of go into this Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson situation, how they looked. We're going to go into all of that at 8:30. I want to talk, Broder. I put it in here. I want to talk about how a lot of these like Lions fans or people keep jumping on and off and on and off and on and off of this bandwagon. I don't know if it's bothering anyone else, but for me, I have a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth, and I keep seeing. I'm taking a lot of notes. I know a lot of people who are jumping on and off.
That's not the Kool-Aid, the sour taste.
No, this is good Kool-Aid.
Very good.
8:45. We're talking about the offensive line yesterday. We're talking about the best running back duel in the NFL. We're going to combine that segment there because those two groups have been dominating for the Detroit Lions. We're talking that at 8:45. 9 o'clock. We're talking to Monroe St. Brown as a top 5 wide receiver,
So
and
good.
we're giving Jared Goff some more flowers after yesterday's game. We are going to do that. Some people won't. We will. We're going to make sure we do the right things. 9:15, Overreaction Monday. We're going to overreact to a couple Lions things and some NFL stuff. 9:30, We're going to actually break down the Detroit Lions defense a little bit. We're going to try and figure out what we can do to fix this defense.
Yeah.
Woodward Nights is going to fix it.
No, we already decided it's about to be fixed.
Yes, we're locking in. We're going to be a show of the people, and we're going to go out there and fix the defense ourselves. 9:40, we're going to go over the rest of the Detroit Lions schedule and what it looks like for the NFC, and then obviously 9:50 mailbag. So make sure you guys stick around for all of that. I had trouble putting the prep together today because so much happened yesterday, and there's so much we can talk about.
So much. Let's get to it.
Let's go.
Let's get to break, and then we're going to just jump right in.
All right, Lady Jane's.
Come on back.
Make sure you guys come back. Lady Jane's. Come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That is right. No expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Wicked.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equip Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Join Woodward Sports and Long Drink live every home game for the official Lions VIP tailgate party. It's at Eastern Market. It's at shed number 5, and it's a bash. Starts at 9:30 a.m., runs up until game time. You get to pregame with your friends here at Woodward Sports. We got food, we got beverages, we got entertainment. It's all included. Just head up to bullseyeeventgroup.com.
Bullseye, baby! Make sure you guys check that out. Great spot. Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. Appreciate all of you guys locking in. Victory Monday. I had to take the glasses off. Changes a little perspective here a little bit. I've got to lock in.
That's all right.
Got a show to do. I'll put them back on here and there. Got a show to do. Beautiful.
How sick is that?
Look at this back wall, too.
You guys like that little back wall? Do you thank JB for that? Or you just made it all work?
I put it up there to make it work. You got to thank Ryan Lentz and Noah in the back.
Shout out
They're
the
the
boys.
masterminds that put all this together, so
Yeah,
I can't
love
take
it.
credit for that.
And
but
you guys
it
didn't
was
see the
beautiful,
thumbnail?
though.
Shout out to Ryan for the thumbnail. I sent him the picture of the game-winning kick with Riley Patterson. I said, put Booner Broder on there, and then put Amon-Ra with the GOAT, and he cooked up, and it has me on there as Riley
With Kirby?
Patterson. With Kirby. That was a great
kick the game-winning field goal, baby. Kick us home.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Riley Patterson. All right, we're going to get into this here. We're going to break the game down a little bit here. Obviously, the Lions won 41-38. Brother, I think the biggest takeaway from this game is a positive light is this Detroit Lions offense. And I think that's the thing we can look at. Ben Johnson coached a hell of a game. Dan Campbell mentioned it a few times, but it felt like anytime you needed something, whether it was a 3rd and 1, 4th down, and we're going to talk Ben Johnson and them actually within this segment, but Ben Johnson was in his bag. We talked about for weeks that this might be Ben Johnson's interview. And the way he went out there and performed, if you're on the Chargers side, I don't know how you look over there and go, yeah, Ben Johnson isn't better, or is like, he's
Kellen Moore
way
is our
better
guy.
than Kellen Moore and Brandon Staley. Like, Ben Johnson went out there and dominated you guys. And I understand they put up 38 points as well. That was Justin Herbert's best game of the year so far. He was like, that was a great Justin Herbert performance. I don't know what the defense could have done to I mean, they probably could have made a few.
Yeah, they could have done a little better,
Yeah.
but that Chargers team was going to score
No matter
30
what.
points.
The way
know?
that they were playing, the way Justin Herbert was playing that day, it was just a Justin Herbert day. But Ben Johnson in the offense, they solidified themselves, Broder, as now locked in a top 5 offense in the NFL. I think they're second in passing yards right now. They're like 5th or 6th in points per game. They are one of the best offenses and premier offenses in the NFL after yesterday's game. What are your thoughts on this?
I couldn't agree more. I think their offense yesterday was nearly, if not flawless. I think Ben Johnson was cooking after a bye week. He used that bye week to his advantage, and he came out and just felt like he was 1 or 2 steps ahead of the Los Angeles Chargers at all times. And I haven't found the clip yet, but I heard Khalil Mack was saying after the game something like that, like, hey, we prepared for these guys. What we expected them to do, they did the opposite. They ran the opposite way. They threw to the they threw it deep when we thought they were going to go short. It was a clinic in offensive play calling, offensive game planning, and it seemed like Ben Johnson was 2 steps ahead, but his his play calling, he was thinking 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. And Dan Campbell, the head coach, supports every bit of that. They're on 100% the same page. I know we're going to talk about a lot of the 4th down conversions, 4th down calls that Dan Campbell allowed. It was just overall the offensive side of the ball. You couldn't ask for anything better.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I was just you can't like the 4th down that you mentioned there, Dan Campbell. I mean, the 4th and 2. I mean, the nuts on him to throw his nuts on the table and say we're doing that. And if you guys remember Kansas City, what happened? Did the same exact thing.
In the beginning, that fake point.
Well, no, at the end of the game, remember they were up 3 points at the end. I can't remember how many points it was, but they had a 4th down, and it was either give Patrick Mahomes the ball back at the 40 or punt the ball or kick a long, like a 50-yard field goal. And Dan said, we're winning the game right now. And that was essentially what he did yesterday is 4th and 2 at the 26-yard line. You can either kick a field goal and take the lead and give the way Justin Herbert was playing, you can give him the ball back in his hands, or you can just go play offense. Basically, they played defense with their offense and said, we're not giving you the ball back.
That's a great way to describe it. They played defense with their offense. And one of the main reasons they did that, Booner, I need you to say something to me. Can you say the word touchdown 5 times?
Touchdown, 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 touchdown.
Yes. That was the result of the last 5 Chargers possessions up to that point.
Yes.
They were rolling. They had scored 5 straight times. Ben Johnson knew. Riley Patterson probably could have made that field goal, but he's not going to make the mistake and give the ball back to them. Was it Josh Allen last Thanksgiving or last year that they gave the ball back too late in the game and he ended up, like, their offense took over and we ended up losing? It's like that. And just stay real quick on that 4th down topic. I don't know if it was the difference in the game or the game changer, but I think everything you need to know about this team was that first 4th down they went for is the 4th and 5 to David Montgomery. They ran it right up the middle with about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. 4th and 5, run it right up the middle. They get it, 6-yard run. Very next set of downs, they get another 4th and 1. It's 3rd and 6, and they run it again with D-Mont. He gets a couple inches short. They go for it again and get it. So, man, it was a really fun game. Like
it was.
I didn't feel a lot of doubt that game, despite knowing the Chargers were going to come back. Despite knowing it wasn't the defense's best game. I don't know, man.
And I think there was a combination, too, especially on the defensive side, to where, like, that combination of where the Detroit Lions defense was struggling a little bit, and they started the game to where they were getting stops as well. Like, it wasn't like they just were playing bad all game. They started the game where the Detroit Lions came out to an early lead. But what happened, and when it came down to, Broder, is it's a combination of your defense starts to struggle a little bit, but the reason that's happening is because Justin Herbert was out there slinging the ball and played one of his best football games in a long time. Like, that was a Justin Herbert you have not seen in the NFL in weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe since last year. So that's where I'm like, okay, you can't really, like, I bet you if any defense almost was playing that Chargers team and Justin Herbert, it would have been tough for Aaron Glenn to put something out there to be like, yeah, let's stop this. Like,
and how good was Keenan Allen?
Him and Keenan Allen were on the same.
Wow.
Like, when you have a quarterback and a wide receiver that are at that high of a level and they're on the same page like that, it's hard to stop them. It is like you see it at such a high level in the NFL. It is hard to break that down and stop those guys. You could try anything you want. They're going to find a way to get him the ball and get open. And then especially when you have a guy like Austin Eckler, to where, hey, if you stop Keenan Allen, They'll just go there.
Yeah,
So,
he's a 100-catch guy out of the backfield.
were people expecting the Chargers not to score this at all this week?
I don't know. I guess I kind of was a little bit, but I thought the defense would have one of their best games of the year, which they didn't. Although, according to PFF, the defense had their best rush defense game of the year for all the games. This one was the highest rated. They did shut down. It was Eckler and Kelly out of the backfield. Granted, they did some damage in the pass game, but that rush defense played well. It's just when Justin Herbert got a chance to drop back or take it out of the shotgun, Aiden Hutchinson in that D-line wasn't able to get enough pressure, wasn't able to get enough sacks or any sacks to make a difference. And that it's tough guarding a guy like Keenan Allen, who's even not the fastest guy in the world. Sticking with him for so long. Cam Sutton got beat a couple times. Jerry Jacobs got beat a couple times. It's hard to expect those guys to stick with elite wide receivers for that long.
It definitely shows like the weakness too of that defensive line, like going up against a team like that. Because when we get into a little bit later at 8 or 9:40, when we talk the Detroit Lions defense a little bit, a lot of these big performances from other teams are these really good quarterbacks, and as well as these big time teams, Seahawks, Lamar, and the Chargers. So like that's I think a question you could have. I want to go back to something with Ben Johnson real quick. I saw a tweet out there. I cannot remember who it was from. I looked it up. Do not remember who put it out there, but I guess Ben Johnson came out and said, or someone mentioned about that to Ben Johnson, that 3rd and 1 touchdown call, I believe it was on the 3rd and 1.
To Brock Wright?
Yes, he stole that from the Jacksonville Jaguars last year from when they beat the Los Angeles Chargers in the playoffs.
Wow.
So Ben Johnson in his just absolute bag, not just scheming things up. He's going back, taking plays from. He went back and watched the Jags game. He went back and probably watched a couple other games that the Chargers lost and said, "What did these teams do?" I think that's crazy.
That's wow. That's a good find.
I can't remember who I saw. I can look it up here if you want to.
We'll find that tweet. I know, and we're not getting to this right now, but Michigan, Sharon Moore, he used a play. I think it was stolen from the Lions. There was like a little shotgun delay. I remember seeing Jahmyr Gibbs do this sort of delay. He took 2 steps back and then got the ball running to the left side. All these coaches are seeing what works from other teams. They're studying film.
Okay, so this
whether
is
legally or not.
It says Daniel Popper. Lions OC Ben Johnson called the play yesterday that he stole from the Jags' playoff win over the Chargers in 2022, the collapse in Jacksonville. The 4th and 1 Travis Etienne run that sealed the game. Yep, that play, he took it. And that's what Derwin James actually said something and said it was that same play and they hit us on it.
Remember, it's not stealing, it's recycling.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was the 3rd and 1
Good job,
touchdown, though.
JB.
It was some run play, though, that they took, and it was a big.
Gotcha.
It might have been the 4th and 5, to be
Well,
honest.
maybe it was because the 3rd and 1 was a play action touchdown pass to Brock Wright,
Yep.
which is, whether it's the same story or a different story, tells a story of its own about Ben Johnson, using a guy like Brock Wright, dialing up his number in such a clutch situation. He hasn't played as much this year with the emergence of Sam Laporta, but Brock Wright's a guy. Dan Campbell talked about it today in his press conference. Just Mr. Reliable. He's always doing what you need him to do, and when you least expect it, just like that
Out of
Jets
nowhere.
game, just like that Jets game last year, Brock Wright sneaks right through. They do a little play action. Jared Goff throws a little dime right over the defense. Touchdown. Tutty Lions. It was fun. It was fun to see Jared Goff operate like that. See how they used Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. We had all these questions going in. How are we going to use them? They dominated. 177 yards in the first half on the ground. Epic. The first half was about as perfect as a half as you could get.
It felt like even when the game got closer as we were doing the stream, there was times where, and I'm sure everyone listening could kind of feel the same way. There was times where it was like, all right, I'm starting to get a little nervous here. This is starting to get a little too close. Obviously when it was tied at the end, but it just still felt like no matter what, it was like I still feel like this Detroit Lions team can pull it off. I do want to do this before we go to break, though. Wanted to give out, we did this a couple times already this year. I think we forgot it the last 2 games, but kind of like our own game ball, player of the game. I'll start with you, Broder.
Oh, yeah?
We'll have to get a football for this next time.
All right.
We'll
we
have to
can do
that.
the base.
We can give out the Kool-Aid jar
We
to
could.
a player each week.
Nah.
No, you don't like the Kool-Aid
No,
jar?
we could.
All right,
As long
no,
as you don't make me drink it.
that's fair.
I kind of like that, the Kool-Aid Award.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid Award of the week.
Yeah.
Hey.
Who are you giving yours
I
to?
just think of the Pistons. I think of Detroit Kool-Aid. I'm going to give it to Jahmyr Gibbs.
Shout out.
Also because I think I know who
Deserved.
you're giving it to, but I might be wrong, actually. Maybe.
You should write down who you think I'm giving it to.
Okay, I'll circle it.
Yeah, do that.
I'm gonna go with Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he sort of set the tone from the start. I know I called out that David Montgomery run, but Jahmyr Gibbs had a huge first quarter and really. I don't want to take any credit away from Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker, but his ability to stretch out that offense, to make some of those runs, even catch the ball around the edges, not just in between the tackles, I think it kept Bosa and Mack a little neutralized. I think what he was able to do, I know he only had 77 yards on 14 carries, but he got in the end zone 2 times, 2 goal line touchdowns. That's what I love to see. It wasn't just David Montgomery at the goal line. Jahmyr Gibbs was able to punch it in too. So you can give it to a couple guys on that offense. I'm going with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, I think it's like I struggle with this a little bit. I already knew who I was going to give it to right away, and I'm sure that was the person who I'm going to say is who you thought. But I think you could go both running backs yesterday. They were both dominant. Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about how they're the best running back duo in the NFL, and I truly, truly believe that, Broder. With everything I have, I truly believe they're the best in the NFL right now.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm giving the Kool-Aid to Jared Goff.
Wow.
The one, the only. I know some of you might be like, oh, Jared Goff. I said before the game, Broder, who is the one player, we said it on Friday when we did our pregame show, who is the one player that needs to have a good game to go out and win in Los Angeles? And I said, I want Jared Goff to go out there and throw for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. And guess what he did? 330 yards, 2 touchdowns. He led that team every single possession. That's the thing I feel like with Jared Goff people don't get is like, even if they're running the ball, like he's the leader. He's the heart of that offense at the end of the day. And a lot of people don't give him that credit. I'm going Jared Goff.
I love that. I actually thought you were going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
At this point, though, St. Brown is at that level to where it's like he does that. Oh, my gosh, Josh Allen just threw a pick. What's going on? A fumble and a pick from the Bills right away. But Amon-Ra St. Brown's like, he does that every single week no matter what now.
Right. Which
you expect that.
Isn't a reason not to give it to him, but you're right. It's we take him for granted probably.
Yeah. He's one of the best in the NFL at this point.
Agreed.
A lot of people have him underrated.
Agreed. All right. Tell them about whatever you want to tell them about.
I'm going to tell you guys about, I'm going to tell you guys about the Lions pregame show first real quick. I'll do it back-to-back here. Lions pregame show with the one, the only Jeff Frady Hollywood. I was on the show on Sunday, and I will not be on. I'll be in the MASH chair this Sunday coming up. That is 9:30 to 11:30 on Sunday, right before the game. Make sure you guys tune into that for all of the games, breakdowns, injury report, anything you guys need to know. Booner Bets will be on there. That's where you guys get that 6-0 card that I gave out. Make sure you guys tune into that on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. And then you guys can grab some breakfast and some food over at Big Boy. Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the new Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. And how about some breakfast? They have the stuffed potato pancakes, the classic lumberjack, or the Santa Fe Garden. Also, you can try the new apple pie hotcakes. I need to try those. That are too good to miss. And top it all off with the new gingerbread shake for dessert. Stop over by your local Big Boy today.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand, you offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by opening Les Stanford Buick GMC. They got the same great service that customers have come to know and trust. They're located on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. They also have their flagship location in Dearborn, so check them out today. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. It is on the Woodward Sports Network. Make sure, if you guys haven't already, let's hit that like button for us.
Please.
Hit the like button. Make sure you guys do that. Share a friend. Tell a friend about the show. Let them know the boys are on 8 to 10 every single night. We're going to be breaking down this game all week. We're going to be talking about, Gabe Davis missed that catch too, by the way. We're going to be breaking down the Bears. I'm working on getting a special guest here, Broder. I hope it happens. I don't know if it will, but it is. If it happens, it's a big time guest. That might be later this week, though. A little tease ahead there. Hey, Broder, let's get into this here because bandwagon time.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people, even people at the network, people around different networks, around the city. A lot of people wrote the Detroit Lions off after the Ravens win. People probably questioned them after the bye week. And this has been a big thing going on to where after the trade deadline, a lot of people started saying, hey, this team can't go out there and win games like the Chargers. This team can't go out there and compete with the 49ers and the Eagles. I do think there's an argument to where you can say, Broder, yeah, that defensive line yesterday did it look like the 49ers defensive line? There's that argument. But that offense as well is one of the best in the NFL. I'm kind of over a little bit seeing a lot of people jump on and off the bandwagon. I'm just going to say how it is. There's people around the city. There's a lot of people flip-flopping, whether you go on a 2-game win streak, then they're back on. You lose a game, and then they're like, no, you have to show me. I don't know. The Detroit Lions are 7-2. They're 15 of their last 19. They won 15 of their last 19 games. At some point, it's just, hey, this team just knows how to win games now.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell just knows how to put a team on the field and win games. They just have the players to go win games. When is it let's get off, let's stop that? What point do we get to?
I don't know. The roster's built so beautifully, in my opinion. What was that noise? The roster's built so great. I get there's been some skepticism throughout the year, but if you look at this roster, if you look at how they play on the field, with the exception of the Ravens game, how can you not say this team is just a good football team, a team that can compete with just about anybody, if not anybody in the NFL? That's what has been assembled. You can pick apart little pieces to it. Can they win a Super Bowl with their defensive line, without pass rush? Who knows? But this team as a whole, especially this offense, man, they have special players in a special kind of rhythm that they're playing with. Jared Goff looks sensational. Ben Johnson, like you said, is in his bag. That was one of my keys to the game we talked about on Friday. I mean, the offense looks unstoppable. You put it all together with Dan Campbell and the toughness and the grit that he's sort of conveyed, that he's shared with this team. They embody him. They embody that organization embodies him. It's special. So you're right. Get on the bandwagon or get off. Just pick a side.
Doesn't it feel like that though sometimes?
Oh yeah. To me, it feels more about the I don't want to say smaller things, but it's more about Aaron Glenn. All right, we'll fire Aaron Glenn now because the Lions won but gave up 38 points, or any player on the defensive line or whatever. People jump on from the one negative thing we can take out of a game. Don't get me wrong. There are some things the defense needs to improve on, and Aaron Glenn can do a better job. But that doesn't mean he's not the right man for the job or isn't going to have that game when we need it later in the season. That's the goal. We want him to learn from these games early in the season where we've got these wins, and then we want to be able to put that into motion later in the season.
Yeah, and I do see a lot of comments here, and some people are saying, obviously there's still, Dr. Detroit, shout out Dr. Detroit, he said the defense is still not built great. I get there are, just because there are negatives of a team doesn't mean a team can't go out there and beat a team like the 49ers.
Right.
That is you can't do that. There are positive. This team's the second best offense in the NFL right now. They just got a full offensive line back, which is the number 1 unit in the NFL. They have the best running back duo in the NFL. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's a top 5 wide receiver. Jared Goff, who's putting statistics up as a top 5 quarterback right now. Sam Laporta, who's the second best tight end in the NFL. I just named you there a top 3 offense in the NFL right now. Now your defense, yes, you would like a good defense to go win a Super Bowl, 100%. If they could figure that out in some way, the only thing right now with that defense is that defensive line. If they could figure out, like, James Houston comes back in the next couple weeks, if he comes back and he's playing like James Houston was before, or maybe you sign a free agent just to give you a little bit of depth, or maybe just someone on that defensive line steps up. As soon as that defensive line clicks, this team is a full team, and this team is this is a serious football team, in my opinion, that you can go on the road. And I don't really care, too, for the people who are like, oh, well, it was a close game in Los Angeles. Like, oh, they let them stay. No, you're on the road versus a Chargers team who has a ton of talent.
Winning a shootout like that is big.
Yes, and you found a way to get the job done and get a win. Being on the road like that is just something, like, I don't know, brother. I can't see how that you can look me dead in the eyes and say the Detroit Lions can't go out and compete for the NFC.
Right? Oh, yeah.
That's nuts.
They need to be thinking number 1 seed from here on out. That needs to be the goal for the season. Then they need to try to get that bye in the first round and be sure to host home games at Ford Field for the entirety of the playoffs.
Corey Brewer here. Question for you, Broder, real quick. I don't want to interrupt you, though. When do you predict Houston's return? Have you heard anything on him?
My guess is, so the rumors are December. My guess is it isn't the first weekend of December, which would be the Saints, the 3rd. They're probably looking to either bring him back against the Bears, or I don't even know if they would rush him back. Bring him back for the Broncos. They might wait for that Christmas Eve game. Bring him back in a division game. Maybe they do the Broncos. I just don't think it's going to be December 3rd. I think it's somewhere between that Lions versus Bears December 10th game and Lions versus Vikings December 24th game.
That's what I was thinking, too. That Vikings game on the 24th.
Oh,
I think that would be
huge.
a nice kind of cushion spot to bring him back comfortably to where they can throw him out there, see if he's okay, but then still rest him at the same time with the next upcoming games to get ready for the playoffs.
Because you want to get your game legs under you, too. This is, as you speculate for C.J. Gardner-Johnson also, I should say C.D. Deuce, maybe he comes back that they get a bye. Maybe they use that week to get him into better shape. I don't know, but I think James Houston, he's going to be a huge addition. And
him and CJ.
Yeah, let's not forget
about that.
James Houston didn't play that great earlier this season. Before he got hurt, he was okay against the Chiefs, okay against the Seahawks. Granted, he looked great last year. He had those 8 sacks in 8 games, but I don't know how much we should be planning on him, like transforming this defense. I sure hope it happens. Yeah. I think they sure need him to. They need that pass rush to really make a splash in the playoffs.
I think just with that, like Steve Wild's put in here, the defense looks good against crap teams, offenses like Tampa, Packers, Atlanta, Panthers, etc. I agree with that. That's why, but to my point though, it's still like if your defense is just solid, and I know they've looked like giving up 38 points isn't ideal. Giving up they really only gave up 31 versus Seahawks, I believe, correct? Because I think there was a pick 6 in the game. So only giving up about 30 points to the Seahawks, and then obviously the Ravens game, which it was a team just that was all around bad. I think when you do get those pieces back, again, you're one click away from that defense just being like that defensive line just being average, or just taking that little step forward to where you have a good enough offense to go out there and compete for the NFC. You have the second or third best offense right now in the NFL.
Yeah, I got to think about this a little more, but I'm leaning towards actually C.D. Deuce being the more important return, just for the depth and versatility he can bring to that secondary. Depending on where you play him and Brian Branch, with Emmanuel Mosley not there anymore. The depth of that secondary is my only worry. If someone were to go down, we saw Khalil Dorsey go in for Jerry Jacobs a couple plays yesterday. Is that enough to for them to carry him through the playoffs? Or, I don't know, I just think C.J. Gardner-Johnson adds a little bit of edge, pun intended, even though he's not an edge. He adds some toughness, some swagger to that defense.
Steve Lehman here. Hutch needs to rush from the interior more.
I do think they need to move him around a little bit more.
Do you remember the weeks they were moving him around and he was like going anywhere he wants, and he did that interview? That was when he was going out there and got the 4.5. So I think maybe that's something they need to look back at doing, especially getting him on the right sides and the right matchups, letting him pick and choose where he wants to be.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he should have won from the left side, from one going up against the right side of the offensive line yesterday. And
what side?
He
left?
did it.
Like if you're facing the defense?
Yeah, not the left tackle, the right tackle.
Okay.
But you're right. His athleticism to be able to come from the inside, they got to use him in some creative ways. But at the same time, they were shutting down the run game. Eckler and Kelly I don't know. I'm not a defensive coordinator.
Dude, anytime they ran the ball, it was just the interior there. It's just they don't let anyone through.
Lee McNeil was the highest rated defensive player in the game yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
They do not let that defensive line does not let any running backs through. It is a wall there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you could find out to where when you pass the ball, instead of forming a wall, break down a pocket. And get the quarterback, I would love that a little bit there.
Yeah. Phil, didn't hear Brian Branch's name very much. You're right. He didn't have his best game. He wasn't exactly a difference maker on that defense. I don't know what the deal was with that. We didn't see Gerald Everett. We didn't see their tight ends very often.
He was hurt.
He was hurt.
Yeah.
Did he get hurt early in the game?
Yeah.
Gotcha. But you're right. We didn't see Brian Branch in the backfield at all. We didn't see him making any big hits. I still think he's getting healthy. Like, I didn't realize how injured he was. But you're right. We need some of that swag we got from Brian Branch early in the season.
All right. Hey, I love that. I did call a big Brian Branch game. That was one of the defensive players that I was like, he needs to have a big game. And
you were 6-0 on your bets. It's
6-0, yeah, I made up for it for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to break. I'm gonna real quick. Let me tell you guys about Woodward in Maine, though. Woodward in Maine. They are actually tomorrow from 7 to 8 a.m. breaking down. That is our Woodward Sports Lions Insider Show, hosted by Gabrielle Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster. Make sure you guys tune into that tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. And Broder,
how about this? We got a little dispo action for you. Join Braylon Edwards and the Dispo Dispensary family at their Hazel Park location on Tuesday, November 21st for their Thanksgiving turkey giveaway. Starting at noon, Dispo will be giving away Thanksgiving turkeys over the course of the day. All you have to do is purchase any product from Dispo Hazel Park on Tuesday afternoon, and you'll receive your turkey available while supplies last. Amazing. Dispo Hazel Park is located at 634 West 9 Mile Road, Hazel Park, Michigan. Pull up, re-up, and grab your bird for Thanksgiving dinner.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equip Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
How would you like to win a Vegas giveaway worth $100,000? Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Syntron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinksyntron.com and buy Syntron at your local Meijer store. Syntron, the healthier energy drink with great taste so you can look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself. Do that with Syntron and at drinksyntron.com/Vegas.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. It is on the Woodward Sports Network. Appreciate all of you guys locking in with us today. If you guys haven't yet, hit that like button. We're chasing down the heavyweights again today with the like buttons. They got to 150. We got to get to 150 today as well.
If only we could chase them down with our feet.
But we could
That'd be
do
easy.
We could do that,
Yeah.
for sure. I would just throw that baseball at him. Or football. Jared Goff accuracy right into easy.
I could.
How's that Jared Goff accuracy for you, easy?
364 days for hockey season.
Hey, that'd be great. Hey, make sure you guys tell a friend about the stream, though. Just let them know we're on tonight here talking Victory Monday. Don't want them to miss out. We're going to get into this, though. 2 separate parts in this segment here. And I think it's a perfect. I think it's perfect to combine these 2 units together: the Detroit Lions running back crew and the Detroit Lions offensive line unit.
That's a Randy Johnson.
It is a Randy Johnson. It is a big unit. I think that those 2 together, and I was thinking about this before the show and earlier today, because we keep talking about how great this running back duo is. And you know, me, when I was doing socials last night and today a little bit, we put some posts out about, is this the best running back duo in the NFL? I think yes, it is. And I think it's an easy yes, but it's hard to say. You're saying that, and you want to know why you're saying that is because they're running behind the best offensive line in the NFL. So that's why I wanted to put this kind of thing together here. Is I think they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Both of these units here, Broder.
Yeah, this was the vision of what Brad Holmes and Dane Campbell were thinking on draft day or leading up to the draft and then their draft picks. This is why Brad Holmes was slamming the table when they were able to get Jahmyr Gibbs. It's because of what they can do with this 2-headed monster of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery behind the beastly offensive line that was finally healthy. I mean, Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker shut down Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. They had 0 sacks on the day. They had, as a team, had 8 sacks 6 days earlier against the Jets. You could see just watching the game from the very beginning. In the first quarter, they had these runs. Right when the ball is snapped, that offensive line is 1, 2, 3 yards into the defender's zone. You were just talking about the Lions' defensive line in the rush game, how they were able to just stand up and build that wall, or I should say get low and build that wall to not let the offensive line push them back. That's exactly what the Lions' offensive line did. Jonah Jackson is back, and it made a huge, huge, huge difference. When they're healthy, man, it's not even just about the weapon. When this offensive line is healthy, there's no telling what this offense can do, whether you have a bunch of weapons on it or not. When you give Jared Goff time, when you give any running back time like that, good things will happen.
Yeah, and I mean, just look at this running back duo, Broder. These guys, they came out and they dominated yesterday. Jahmyr Gibbs, 112 yards, 5.5 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. David Montgomery, 116 total yards, 9.7 yards per carry and a touchdown. That is an elite crew there. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, what about the Dolphins crew there? Yeah, you could say them as well, but like the way these guys are kind of on this up here, if they both stay healthy, the next 2 or 3 years that they're playing together and you keep this offensive line together, there is no, like,
freakish.
I truly believe, to be honest, Jahmyr Gibbs, by the end of this season, you could sit there and say he's one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Without a doubt.
His skill set and what he does, I don't see if someone could tell me that like he's not. By the end of the year, he could be one of the top 5 running backs in the NFL.
Especially if they have games like this where he and Montgomery are both getting fed and both taking advantage of it. Like, the only thing I think that could hold him back is just not getting enough carries because they're feeding Montgomery. But we saw they split it up 14 and 12 this time. And how funny is it that the long touchdown run was David Montgomery, the 75-yarder. Jahmyr Gibbs gets, was it 2 in the red zone or 1 in the red zone?
Yep.
But they were feeding Jahmyr Gibbs in the red zone. I was waiting to see if they were going to bring Montgomery in, but no, it was, all right, Jahmyr Gibbs, we're going to do this. Let's go.
Yeah, stat here, too. Let me get my flannel bag real quick.
Get it.
Detroit Lions PR put out, the Detroit running backs have combined for 1,500 scrimmage yards in 2023. That is the second most among any team's running back unit.
Read those stats to me, Daddy.
Yes, Jeff.
Daddy.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
And you know what?
What?
They have both missed a combined 6 games.
Yeah.
2 and 4 maybe, or 2 and 3.
Maybe 4. I don't know. They missed a handful of games.
It was 3. So 5 games between the both of them. They missed 5 games, and right now they're second amongst any team's running back unit with 1,500 all-purpose yards. That is something that I think if they play every game and they kind of get in that incline together, you know what's kind of funny?
What, Booner?
A couple weeks, kind of week 1, week 2, the talk from Jahmyr Gibbs from some people kind of reminds me of this bandwagon talk. It's like so many people were off Jahmyr Gibbs going about it. Oh, he's the 12th overall pick. all those people are praising him right now.
Yeah.
And they are so happy that Brad Holmes went out and traded back and took Jahmyr Gibbs.
I'm going to read a comment from Flint, CJ. I'm going to say it like I think he was trying to say it. Does that make him worthy of the number 12 overall pick now?
Yes!
Thank you.
He is going to be one of the best running backs. I don't know how else to put it, Broder. He's going to be one of the best running backs in the NFL by the end of the season going into next year. People are going to look at him and be like, this guy is dynamic. He's a great football player. He can come out of the backfield and catch a pass and break off for 40 yards. He can go between the tackles and break out and go off for a 60-yard run. And he can go get you a touchdown if you're at the 1-yard line and punch it in. Jahmyr Gibbs is the real deal. That is a fact. I don't know what else to say. He is going to be one of the best in the NFL.
He's making some college running backs a lot of money right now, or at least more than they would have gotten next year. As running backs continue to be phased out of the NFL, we were thinking, no, if they're in the right situation, if they're used the right way, a running back can be an absolute weapon to an offense. Not one to shy away from, but if you find your guy, whether that's Jahmyr Gibbs at number 12 or Keaton Mitchell, undrafted or drafted real late, like he's exploding a little bit for the Ravens. Even Devon Achane for the Dolphins was a late round pick. I was kind of thinking maybe he'd end up with the Lions, but no. The running back position, again, if used properly, is an asset. It's a weapon. And Ben Johnson is a little forward. Brad Holmes knows exactly what this team's made of and their identity of the offensive line. They're the guys that are going to get paid too. Maybe Jonah Jackson, likely Jonah Jackson, but Penei Sewell, Colby Storsdale's coming up the ranks.
Yeah.
They're building this. They got 5 years of Jahmyr Gibbs. Having him run behind that offensive line was the plan all along. Yeah, with David Montgomery, he's not going to get all that wear and tear that most workhorses have.
I was shocked from David Montgomery yesterday. That 75-yard breakoff.
Yeah, I did not wiggle.
Dude, I did not expect I did not know he had that.
No, and
I had no clue.
We can't talk about that run without bringing up Jamo's block.
Yes.
I mean, that block, there's so much to unpack from it because it's just such a great football play. But that block actually was the difference between getting in the end zone. If he doesn't make that block, Asante Samuel is tackling David Montgomery, what was it, around the 20-yard line, 25, 15?
And he's been doing that all year.
All year. That's what that wide receiver room is made of. Jameson Williams, we've been frustrated a bit with his target share, his catching the ball and getting involved in the offense. But these are the things that Ben Johnson loves to see. These are the things that make a difference between a 7-2 team and maybe a 5-4 team. It's guys like Jameson Williams going out and doing the dirty work. So then when play action comes and the running backs need to block for Jared Goff so that Jameson Williams gets an extra split second to break free, that's where it just comes full circle. These guys are taught to do this, and they're drafted. Jameson Williams likes to hit. Like he's not a very big guy, but he's not afraid of contact. And Brad Holmes and Dean Campbell have talked about it, and we're seeing that now. What an amazing block. Craig Reynolds a couple weeks ago against the Bucs. These are the difference makers in a championship type football team and a mediocre football team. Beating the Chargers this game is what number one seeds do.
Yes.
This is what winning teams do. They win these games, whether it's 41-38 or 10-7.
Yeah, and I think the heart of this team, I'm starting to fall for it a little bit more. That offensive line is starting to make me really believe that, hey, if you didn't have these guys, Penei Sewell, I saw Neil today talking about, is he the best tackle or best offensive lineman in the NFL? I don't want to be like, yeah, he is. He's a slappy, but he's up there. And he's going to be an All-Pro this year. He's going to be in the Pro Bowl, and he's going to be considered one of the best. You're going to have to pay him one of the biggest contracts in the offense, as an offensive
reset the market. Yeah.
Yes, and he has been dominant. Neil, and I'm going to rewatch the game too, probably tomorrow, because Neil kept saying, "Go back and watch Penei Sewell. Go watch Penei Sewell."
It's special.
I saw a couple clips of him dominating. Like Tony Romo had a play where he literally took down 3 guys, and Tony Romo was like, "Oh my gosh, this guy is different." And that's where I want to go back and see, because there's just, there are dudes, and then there's Penei Sewell.
He's different. He's athletic. He's huge, and he's. Wait, what happened?
No, I hit the wrong button for the.
All good. All good. He's so special because it's a combination of having a finesse in terms of his hand placement, his footwork. He does everything like he's a 5'10" cornerback. He's quick. But he's 337 pounds and he can move, and he has the mentality. I want to crush the person across from me. Anyone in my pathway, is going to be on the ground here in a second. And it spreads. That spreads to the entire team. He's a captain this year. He's a vocal captain for a reason. That offensive line is the heart and soul of this team.
They are.
And he is.
Without that offensive line, this team does nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you could have all the weapons you want. You can have anything you want. You can have Jared Goff, whatever you want. But without an offensive line, like the top, like the best one in the NFL, this offense isn't top 5 in the NFL.
No,
this
not
offense
at all.
is the number 2 in the NFL right now. So yeah, I want to give the credit to them because those guys. That was why in this segment I was like, we need to do the best running back duel in the NFL. Yes, but I wanted to talk about that offensive line. I'm not saying that offensive line. Like, I don't want to take anything away from those running backs because they both have been dominant. It's just more so like that. Like, it's not that they're benefiting from it, but like they're already skilled and already a high level running backs, and then you add on a number 1 offensive line in the NFL. You're just like, it's just that much better.
Yeah.
Like, David Montgomery was putting numbers up when he was in Chicago with one of the worst offensive lines. He comes here and now like he's dominating. 75-yard run. Shout out to David Montgomery for that too, man.
And think about real quick. Last thing I'll say, I'll be quick. And it's is not to shame Trent Williams, who I do believe is the number 1 offensive lineman in the league. But Penei Sewell, when Taylor Decker was injured, Penei Sewell slid over to the left side and was just as good.
Yeah.
Like, not many tackles can do that. Trent Richardson, maybe. We're never going to see him do it, but he's that kind of athlete. I don't know, man. Penei Sewell is special. But Booner.
Yes.
Before we come back and we're talking about that wide receiver weapon, number 14.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Tell 'em about where
we
you
have
can-
some flowers to give out as well.
We do.
too.
It's like Valentine's Day.
We do. Yeah, I was thinking that when I put that in the prep. I was like, when is Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
February 14th. Maybe I'll have a girlfriend by then. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe I'll meet someone.
This is the day Michael Jordan's number 12 or number 23 jersey was stolen.
Yes.
Against
And
Orlando.
then what did he wear?
Number 12.
There we go.
Without a name on the back.
Oh.
True story.
Should have put Booner on the back.
They should have. But tell me about Hamlin.
Hamlin Pub. You can go there for Valentine's Day and maybe watch some football. Have you ever wanted a bar where you are a regular? We have just a place for you. Head over to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone is a regular. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on a Thursday night or game day specials available during all Michigan sports and NFL games, Hamlin Pub is the place to be. Visit a location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Do you have football on the brain? Well, fall ushers in college and professional football, and this fall has already been awesome. It's also a perfect time to shop for your home and auto insurance, so shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports, and they should be covering you too. So ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at swissins.com or call 248-800-4177.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Appreciate you guys locking in on the Woodward Sports Network. Make sure, if you guys haven't yet, we're at 75. Let's get up to 100 likes here. Beat out the heavyweights today at 150. We'll keep climbing that there. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to get into this, though, Broder. Another player. We just talked about the running backs yesterday. We broke down the offensive line from yesterday. I think one of the outside of that running back crew, the biggest gain yesterday came from the one and the only Amon-Ra St. Brown. He has been
Sun God.
the Sun guy. I think he has been one of the most consistent players in the NFL so far this year.
Yes.
St. Brown, he has done everything you've asked him to do. I know there's a couple things to where it's he's had 100+ yards or a touchdown in every single game this year. 6 of the 8 games this season that he's played in, he's had over 100 yards. And yesterday he just kind of went out there and even one-upped everything. Everything that he's done so far this season.
Paul Thomas said he got the game ball, as you remember.
He did get the game ball too, which very, very well deserved. He didn't get the Kool-Aid from me or you, but he had 8 catches for 156 yards, a touchdown. I mean, that man, he had 9 targets. I mean, he caught 8 of 9 passes, and that one might have been a little off as well. So, like, Amon-Ra St. Brown has been, I think, to me, Broder, the most consistent player on this. I know you could say Jared Goff, but I think the most consistent player. Even when Jared Goff has bad games, St. Brown still has a big game, which is just nuts to think about.
He'll still get his 4 for 70, even on Jared Goff off night. I'm not saying Brown, to me, he's like a running back playing wide receiver in the sense that he's that, whether you need the chains to move or you just need a 6-yard gain on first down, so second down short, or you need a 7-8 yard gain so you get 3rd and 1, 4th and short. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he owns the middle of the field. Like, that is his real estate. He's working with Mark White and associates and just owning up all the real estate in the middle of the fields, and no one can seem to stop it. And it seems like Sam Laporta is just like coming up right behind him, like, hey, I want to do what you're doing, and he's taking whatever other space is open.
I just realized too, I have the Woodward Sports YouTube on my laptop now, boys.
What do you mean?
I put a poll up there. First time ever.
Oh, did you do that?
Yeah, first time ever.
Let's go.
Let's go. Jalen?
Wally Pipp.
Now I got some access, baby. Let's go.
Let me get some action from the back section.
Let's go, man. I'm sitting over here and I'm like, man, this is great. I don't know what you said there, but let's go, man.
No,
yeah, but with St. Brown, though, it's just, and we do have some graphics I wanted to throw up, and these are some of the main ones that kind of, to me, I took away from this game, because he obviously, I don't know how you can go about this so many different ways for who he's been. Like, you could say top 5, top 3, whatever you want to do, but he's been so consistent, and he just does not get talked about around the NFL. No. It's one of the more surprising things to me, a guy like him putting up the numbers that he does. Jalen, whenever you can, throw the NFL tweet there, if you want to throw that one up, because his last 7 games have been elite, Broder. Last game, 8 catches, 156 yards, touchdown. Before that, 6 catches, 108 yards, 13, 102, 12, 124 and a touchdown, 5, 56 and a touchdown, 9, 102, 6, 102. He has dominated. Take away that 56-yard game, almost every game 100 yards. I heard heavyweights kind of talk about it before at 8 o'clock or at 5 to 7 as well. They mentioned the A.J. Brown. Everyone was going crazy about how A.J. Brown went through that little streak of having 125 yards or 100 yards or whatever it was, and no one's spoken about Amon-Ra St. Brown in this stretch. And not one, I do not see it. The NFL obviously tweeted it out there, which is like, kudos to you for doing that, but ESPN, Bleacher Report, all these people, like, I just don't see any hype about him, and no one puts him in that tier. When people do tier rankings or rank their top 10 wide receivers,
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Yes, and you know what's crazy too is there was people that were
Tyreek.
We put out a reel last week about St. Brown and how I think it was me and you both were going off about how he's top 5 and people need to put respect on his name. And there were people in the comments that were like, who's not putting respect? Like, you guys are crazy. Why? Like, people are respecting him.
National.
Yes, and there were people actually coming at that. It boggles my mind how some people can turn things to come at us. It's so crazy.
Some people got away with words.
Like, we're sticking up for St. Brown, and then people are in there like, "What are you talking about? No one talks about." Like, dude, we're on his side.
Yeah,
we're together here. Come on, man.
Together.
And to that point too, that we put that rankings out last week. We didn't put it out, but we pulled it up on the show. Someone, I think it was CBS or something, had him as the 11th best wide receiver in the NFL.
It was behind some crazy people. Crazy people. But Neil used a term, I think it was it today or was it last week? But he compared Amon-Ra St. Brown to the Jamar Chases, the Justin Jeffersons, Tyreek Hills. He said the designer receivers. Like, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's gritty, he's dirty. He maybe doesn't take the top off the defense, but he does everything else you could ever want a wide receiver to do. I mean, is very similar to Keenan Allen, or Keenan Allen's very similar to them. Just how, even not being the fastest person in the world, they use their physicality, their brain, their football IQ to make sure they run the right route or get in the right spot for Jared Goff to deliver it. Amon-Ra St. Brown, man, he's if you know what you're watching, he's so fun to watch. Because you just expect him when they need him, you expect the ball to go in his hands.
Every time.
I was watching the game with my dad yesterday. I bet he got annoyed with me anytime it was third down. Anytime it was fourth down, I was like, there's a 75% chance it's going on when St. Brown.
It's St. Brown or Josh Reynolds, which the last 2 weeks it has not been. I've lost some money on that. Wide receiver stats though in the NFL right now. St. Brown's only played in 8 games, Broder. Everyone above him on the stat sheet here when it comes to yards: Tyreek Hill 9 games, A.J. Brown 9 games, CeeDee Lamb 9, Keenan 9, Stephon 9, Puka 9, Jamar 9. Everyone has played 9 games already, and Amon-Ra St. Brown's sitting at 821 receiving yards. All those people that have played 9 games. Jamar Chase, he has the same exact, with one more game played, the same exact amount of receiving yards. Puka Nacua is only 6 yards above him. Stephon Diggs is only about 20 yards above him. And Stephon's playing in his 10th game right now as well, by the way.
Facts.
So he's going to be 2 games ahead of St. Brown right now with this.
St. Brown's going to have 1,000 yards by the time the Thanksgiving game's done.
He might have he could get 1,000 this week.
He might.
Yeah. He's on track for 130 receptions.
So he's 179 yards?
Yeah. He could do that.
Yeah.
And he's on track to beat the Detroit Lions franchise record of receptions in a year. I think it might be 124. He's on track for 130.
Oh, he's
they
special.
determine more.
Who's buying the other dinner? Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jared Goff, or Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I would say
They just split it because they're both just...
Yeah. And that's another part to this segment is Jared Goff, man. I'll let you kind of take this one too as well. I think it's very well deserved. I know there's been some shots taken at Jared Goff about some people. And actually, I said
shots.
Fireworks. Oh, I thought I was going to say it. But Easy was here before the show, and we were watching some film on Goff, and he was throwing dimes. And Easy was even admitting it.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's time we just step up there and just say, here you go, Goff. Take your flowers. You've been elite.
Yeah, just watch the film. I mean, again, he doesn't have the biggest arm, or he's not the fast. He's developed into such a good quarterback, such a solid quarterback, the perfect one for this team. And I think, the play, I think it's gotten talked about a lot today, but I don't know if it's gotten talked about a lot in terms of Jared Goff and sort of what it says about him. But the David Montgomery 75-yard touchdown run, that was a play that Jared Goff audible to at the line because they were in the wrong formation from the play call, the pass play that Ben Johnson called in. Amon-Ra St. Brown wasn't supposed to be on the field or wasn't in the right position, so Jared Goff realized that things were a little off. Audible to this play, and all of a sudden, bang, 75-yard touchdown, where David Montgomery not only makes a great play, but everyone on the field, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they were downfield making blocks. I think Khalif Raymond? Whoever it was, they were downfield making blocks. Jared Goff, he's getting so confident with not only himself and his game, but also where the offense is, what Ben Johnson is thinking. He's getting so comfortable with Ben Johnson that he's just savvy. He's confident. And now with a little bit of swagger, a little bit of edge that he has, having been counted out for all these years, having been given up on in LA, He's as confident as ever, and that shows in the pre-snap reads and the way he's delivering the football. To deliver some of those fourth down passes, the one that Sam Laporta, 4th and 2, right there at the end of the game, boom.
Yeah.
That was his third read. That was his third option on the play, and he found a rookie tight end for the biggest first down of the day.
He did, and Will Wild West said here, my issue with Goff is he lacks Herbert and Mahomes' arms.
Yeah,
I just don't think we all know that.
Yeah.
Like there's that, and I talk about it a lot too, is there's like that level of quarterback like the Mahomes or like
Herbert Allen,
like yes, they just,
Trevor Lawrence.
They just have something else to their game that just makes them elite. Jared Goff, the way he plays is completely different.
Yeah.
Like he brings something else to the game where he knows it. He knows he can't go out there and be Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. Like, he would be dumb, and he probably wouldn't be in the NFL still if he didn't know it, because he finds ways, like, he uses his mind.
Awareness.
He goes out there and makes the right reads. He knows he has a great offensive line. He knows where to put the balls for his players. He knows the audibles to call. He's a pro's pro, and he knows how to do it at a high level. And that's the thing with Jared Goff is a lot of quarterbacks don't get in the NFL and don't have that, to where he does have the skill set outside of maybe having that Mahomes arm. He does have that skill set. And he knows that he has to use his head and kind of beat players that way. And there's a lot of NFL players that talk about that with their game too. It's like, hey, I know that when I get to the NFL, they're skilled guys. The only way I can make it in this league if I watch a ton of film and I lock in and I make the right moves and I'm a leader. And that's Jared Goff for you.
100%.
Do you think though? And then even with that, like, looking at the stats here, and I heard the heavies talking about Jared Goff, and I put in their chat as well. Jared Goff right now is 4th in the NFL in total passing yards. Fourth in the NFL, Broder.
Let's go.
He has, at the moment, what did I say? When we talked on the bye week, I spoke a little bit about what it was my projection for Jared Goff. What do I want him to do? And we did kind of our what was it that we did? It was like our predictions for the second half of the year, bold predictions.
Yeah,
my bold prediction was Jared Goff to have 30 touchdown passes and single-digit interceptions. Guess what?
What?
Great start. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions yesterday. He's at 14-5 right now. So Jared Goff, I mean, he's 6th in the NFL in QBR right now, 9th in passer rating. I don't know. He's 1, 2, 3, 4th in the NFL in yards per game. I mean, he's out there making plays. And at the end of the day, too, guess what? He's 7-2.
Yeah. That's what he is here to do.
Football.
To win football games.
Yep.
I know some people, I love you, Flannel, but I know you don't like quarterback wins as a relevant stat, but I think it is important here. There's nothing wrong with his game being better because he has an offensive line that's elite. Like, that is part of the sauce. He doesn't have a Patrick Mahomes arm, but he's got the other intangibles to help make up for it, and it just fits perfectly with this team. And Booner, you were saying something, I forget how my mind got here, but you were talking about predictions in the bye week. But on Friday, you said turnovers or takeaways were the most important.
Yeah.
And I know we probably should have slid this in an earlier section. One takeaway, Kirby Joseph interception on Justin Herbert.
Huge, too.
How many possessions does the Lions win by? One.
Win the turnover battle.
Yeah, Jared Goff didn't have any turnovers in this game, and it would have been a problem if he threw an interception in this one.
I did put a poll up here, but is Jared Goff having a top 5 year as a quarterback right now? And the reason I asked that is you're sitting at 7-2, the Detroit Lions are. He's right now 4th in the NFL in passing yards. He's 4th in passing yards per game. He's 4th in QBR. He has 14 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's having that year that he ended last year. That second half of the year, right now, he's kind of on track to do that again.
And I'll bet you he's number 1 in play action passing, number 1 in it's going to sound crazy, but number 1 in 20-plus yard pass attempts. He's going to be number 1 or top 3 in some of those categories.
I don't have those numbers.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That
broke my brain.
It's a guarantee, because he was up there before this game, and he just kept doing it.
Yeah, now, right away, there's 30 votes already. 83% of the people are saying yes. And I know we do have a little bit probably of a biased chat being
that's
in
okay.
Detroit, but I think, like, there will be, I mean...
No, Peaceful Tim says top 6, just missed the cut. There's some honesty.
Fair.
That's a peaceful man.
It is.
Peaceful Tim, my guy.
Is there anything else here? I wanted to see if there was someone else that put something. Keith, though, said Goff 100% getting extended. I think they should extend him yesterday. Extend him yesterday.
What? Yeah.
Long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know.
About it. What, huh?
Rhett Carlson, Booner loving that he can do the polls from now. Yeah, dude, this is awesome. I feel like I have a ton of power here.
Wow.
I can even comment with the Woodward Sports.
I need to get some of that
thing.
access.
I have the power.
Look at this. This is awesome. I have power. Look at that. Let's go, baby.
Why you doing that? Tell them about that.
I feel like Dan Campbell.
That Lions post game.
Yes, Lions post game.
We got overreaction Monday coming out. Wait, actually, real quick.
What do we have?
Answer 14 with a $10 donation, my guy. Basking in the warmth of that sweet Lions win. Life is good, crew. Life is good, Answer 14. Love you, man.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys about the post-game show, though. You guys don't want to miss this. After every Lions game, and most likely definitely after wins, you want to tune in. The Woodward Sports Lions post-game show directly after all Lions games, hosted by Maz and Stick. All of the breakdown of the game, sipping Kool-Aid, sipping celebrations. You guys will see my Kool-Aid drinking, all of that fun stuff there after the game, right after the watch parties. Make sure you guys tune in on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. And then, when you're done watching that, head over to Planet Fitness. It is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you will experience a squeaky clean gyms that has tons of equipment, full-body workouts in just 30 minutes, and all memberships. They include fitness training. That is right. Get all of that for just $1 down and $10 a month. No commitment. Now through October. No, not through October. But now, $10 a month. No commitment. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Essential.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
When it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best, and that means going to Premier Pet Supply because they are hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years with 13 Metro Detroit locations and over 60 brands of food. They got the lowest prices and curbside home delivery, so check them out. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com. Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. Look at this beautiful back wall that they gave us. We might not be the crumbs anymore here. I'm all right. I'll drink too much Kool-Aid.
That's a sweet background. You all know it.
Shout out JB, shout out Ryan, shout out Noah, all the boys. Appreciate you guys. Make sure if you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us. Let's get over 100 by the end of this segment here. We're chasing we're chasing the heavies down. We need 150. We need 150.
I would love that. Will you guys do that for me? Can you evangelize that message? 150.
Or for me. If we do 150, I'll drink the rest of this.
Well, now it's watered down because like your Kool-Aid.
No, I promise you, this is not watered down.
No, I'm talking about they asked for them to get to 150. I just asked, and you're like, no, me too. How many people can they do it for, Booner?
I'll do it for everyone. Do it for the Detroit Lions.
There we go.
Yeah, baby. I'll chug the rest of this. Not this one though. Not today. I only do that after wins. Superstition. You know what I mean? Don't want to do that.
No.
All right. Tyler Chevet said, is that graphic the path to the Super Bowl? It is.
That's right.
They heard about the Booner path. They are locked in. I'm still trying to figure out if I can get maybe some merch made for that. I don't know if anyone would buy it, but maybe we can get some Booner path, the path
I think
shirts.
so. Woodward Nights logo on the front.
Yeah, we might have to do something like that.
Lorena Rios, time for a hard, fast one under the chin. You're right.
JB?
We can make our own.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't know how we do it, but I say we do it.
Yeah, we can cook something up.
All right, Jay. I like that because JB does always have the merch too, man. He always rocks the merch. All right. Overreaction Monday. We've got about 10 minutes for this one, Broder. I'll let you start. I only have a couple here, and then I have one for the around the NFL. So I'll let you go first here with your Detroit Lions one. What do you have here?
Yeah. So this this was a continuation of a Ryan Romani comment earlier today. I changed the wording a little bit, but right now, Sam Laporta is the second best tight end in the NFL as a rookie at this very moment. Number 2.
I don't think that's an overreaction. I think that's a fact.
You think it's fact?
Yeah. I think he's the best in the one of the best in the NFL.
So when I say second best, I'm putting Travis Kelce as number 1.
Yep.
You too?
Yes.
So you're saying
100%.
He's ahead of Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert.
Yep.
Evan Ingram.
Yep.
T.J. Hawkinson.
Yes. I know T.J. Hawkinson had a big game. He had a huge game.
Yeah, but it's T.J. We know about T.J. Hawkinson. I'm with you. Kittle. That's the one. George Kittle. He's Kittle, the one that I'm thinking about. And I know Kittle had a big game yesterday, so that's fresh in my mind. But it's not outrageous to think that he's number 2. He's definitely top 5, if not top 3, if not top 2. Sam Laporta.
I think top 5 is a lock. Top 3, maybe. I think there's a chance that he still fights back for an all-pro position there. Yeah. If he just continues to do solid numbers, I know he only had 4 catches for 40 yards this week and no touchdown.
But those catches, like 2 of the 4 were 4th down catches,
which is huge.
They were humongous catches, almost all of them. So that says something. That says something to me. So Not an overreaction. All right.
I like that. My
All
first
right.
one here, this one's kind of more like a team one. Detroit Lions as a team, as a whole.
Oh, hey.
The Detroit Lions will win 14 games this season.
Fact, not fiction. Not overreaction.
Not an overreaction?
No, just a reaction. Reality.
It's a crazy ask.
14 is not a crazy ask. I don't think anymore. I think 15 is a crazy ask, even though it's a possibility. I'm not going to say the Lions are going to run off another 8 straight in a row, but their schedule says they could. Should they?
14
I'm looking at the Cowboys game only.
That's the only one. I think there is maybe an away Vikings game, away Bears game that really, like, once you get on the road, the division, those division games, man, especially this Josh Dobbs situation going on in Minnesota, that kind of makes me go, like, you're going to be in a battle. It's not like an easy walkover that we thought. Like, they've won 5 straight.
Yeah.
Like, that's
the Vikes.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, don't underestimate your NFC divisional opponents.
True.
I can definitely say that. But yes, I'm looking at Dallas and maybe one, either the Vikings or the Bears, to quite possibly be a little bit of a challenge for us.
Safe to say if they lose 3 games for the rest of the season, that's a massive disappointment. Three of the next 8 games, that's a disappointment. 3 of the next 8,
because what would that make you then? 5, what are we at,
5?
7?
12 and 5?
12 and 5.
Which is still a great,
I think it's great.
Amazing record, don't get me wrong, but, like, you got to this point for a reason. You don't want to blow it.
I did put a poll in the chat. How many games will the Detroit Lions win this season? I put 14, 13, 12, or 11 or less.
No, not 15 in there?
And you remember what I want the people to know, my record prediction to start the year.
Yeah.
13 and 4.
You're right.
We're right there.
Did I go 12 and 5?
I think you went 12 and 5.
Right.
Yeah, I think I almost backpedaled because I was like 13's a lot.
No.
But now that we're sitting here, I'm like, well, I think we can hit 13.
Yeah. Hey.
I think we should, actually.
How about that? I will. Oh, hey, Mike G. Big fan of yours.
Shout out Mike G.
I got some more Lions, but because of a comment you just made, I'm gonna fast forward to some of the around the NFL ones. Josh Dobbs will win comeback player of the year over DeMar Hamlin.
I hope so. I'm with Jalen. I hope so, but I don't think it will happen. But I think he should. Like, if he continues doing what he's doing the next 8 games, yes, he should.
Yeah.
And I think that's starting to become a thing around. And like we said, like when we talked about this last week, it's not like a bad thing towards DeMar. But I have seen a lot of people on Twitter starting to say, like, why, like, you do have to play with that award.
Right.
Shout out to DeMar, though.
I think my only issue with that, Josh Dobbs, I think, is 2nd or 3rd in the odds for comeback player of the year. I don't necessarily know what he's coming back from. I mean, I may consider him most improved.
Those awards, though, that in the NFL, that's kind of like.
Is it kind of most improved?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like if you haven't done anything and then all of a sudden you do, they're going to be like, oh, you came back. Like,
then if that's the case,
like
he should be a front runner.
Yeah, like Geno. People wanted a Geno. He might have actually won it one year.
No, Geno did. He won it the year when last year.
In the Seahawks? Okay, so yeah.
And he got that contract, too.
Which makes sense. Like, so that's how they look at it, because there's no most improved.
All right.
Jalen, what were you going to say?
So today I think DeMar Hamlin got like activated and to play, right? I made a tweet. I'm like, if he goes off like any game this year, whether he gets like 2 picks in a game or like 10 tackles, it's solidified.
Yeah, oh yeah. If he gets an interception,
if he does anything
tonight
on defense, he's gonna get it for sure. You know what I mean? But hopefully not. Oh, look at that. Is that Dalton?
Yep. Dalton
Kincaid?
I've got him. Remember, over 5.5 catches. Dalton Kincaid.
Sam Laporta is better.
I think that's 3. Sam Laporta is better. But Dalton Kincaid is actually, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be completely honest. Let me open up my vulnerability here. In the draft, when I wanted a tight end in the 2nd round, and you guys probably can go back. I did the 2nd round on the desk here. I wanted Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, he's a stud.
But he obviously went in the first, I believe he went 1st round, right?
Yeah,
he was picked 25.
That was who I was like, I hope he falls. Like, and I even said it up here when they picked Sam Laporta. I was like, I wanted Dalton Kincaid to fall. Like, I wanted him to be on it. Like, that was my favorite tight end. Next one I have here. We've got a couple more minutes. I've got 2 more. This is an all Pro Bowl or an All Pro one. Both the Detroit Lions will have 2 All Pros on offense.
On offense,
Amon-Ra St. Brown and Penei Sewell. Lock, and that is a lock. I don't think that's an overreaction. I don't know why I did that one.
No,
bad for me.
That's just a nice prediction.
Yeah, that was. I think that's just on me, a Booner lock.
But to say that they get any All-Pro players is like that's a big statement. It's just we're so confident in them. They played so well. We've been talking about them all night. I'm cool with that. How about this? What are we coming up next? All right, this is coming up next. We may have some time for some other ones, but I'm just gonna say it. Aaron Glenn
Oh, don't do it.
He would be a better head coach than the defensive coordinator.
Okay. Yeah, actually,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't hate that because the way he kind of goes about these press conferences and the way he talks and motivates, all of that stuff, the way he kind of, you could tell he works with his players, that might be actually that actually might be
good. Like he's such a great leader of men.
Yes.
Some of the questions about him, making in-game adjustments, there are schematic
Schemes
things
and
that, and I don't see I'm not an elite NFL evaluator, but I have so much faith in him being a head coach. And then maybe you hire just a genius defensive or someone who's a little more savvy in game.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, right?
That's a good one. I thought for a second, I was like, oh my gosh, Broder's going to say he should be fired or will get fired by the end of the year.
I love Aaron Glenn.
Me too. That's why when you were like, you let it, you were like, all right, I don't know about this one, but
I was literally
and
thinking,
then you didn't say anything. All you said was, I don't like this one, but Aaron Glenn.
No, I was like, we're going into the little Aaron Glenn combo next. I was like, do I go with one of my other ones? Because I wrote a bunch down.
I can't be the only one who
thought. That's what you were leaning towards as well, too, bro.
What did you say?
I thought that's what you were leaning towards as well, too. Like, AG should be fired.
We call that foreplay.
The way you said that question, that scared me. I have one last one here, though, I want to throw out there. This is an NFL one.
Yeah.
I think this happens, actually. The Houston's Texans win their division and make the playoffs.
Ooh.
I'm dead serious. Jalen's over there. I don't know if this is a good shake of the head or a bad one.
I got a hot take.
But look
Go for it, Jalen.
Real quick, look at their schedule, Jalen. Cardinals win. They already beat the Jags, so they can win that game. Broncos, that could be a win. Jets win. Titans could be a win. Browns, maybe a loss. Titans again, and the Colts. They might go win that division. Jalen, yeah, no.
First off,
those are tough.
CJ Stroud is in the MVP talk.
100%.
He's a top 10 quarterback right now. Top 8 maybe.
Top 5 right now.
You can go higher. You know what I mean? Offensive Rookie of the Year, lock.
Yep.
Texans 5-4. I got a nasty take, man. I love me some Dan Campbell, but if they somehow go to the playoffs and win out possibly, it's going to be very hard for the NFL to not look at DeMeco Ryans.
Give it to him. I thought the same thing yesterday.
And I would love for Dan to win it, but our expectations this year were we're going to be good. We knew it, but the Texans, nobody had no idea. Even they picked up CJ and Will Anderson. They got Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Devin Singletary is rejuvenating his career over there. Nobody expected them to be that good.
Yeah.
100%. So I think that's going to be a problem. Excuse me. Yeah. Noah Brown, too. It's going to be an issue when that Coach of the Year thing goes up.
Do you know what went through my head yesterday when they won that game? The first thing I thought of was everyone who has a Dan Campbell Coach of the Year slip probably is like, oh, no.
100%.
That was the first thing that popped in my head because I was like, DeMeco Ryans is making a run for it. And just like Jalen said, if they go out and actually win this division here over the Jags, he probably, and as a Lions fan, I'll say it, he almost probably should win the award, taking that Texans team to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
one of the ones
kind of crazy
that I didn't read. Texans will take home 2 league-wide awards at the end of the season: MVP and Coach of the Year.
MVP, we talked about it Friday. Yeah, we talked about it Friday. I do think C.J. Stroud, that he should be in that conversation 100% right now, especially after that win over Joe Burrow. My thought was when I was talking to Spenny before the Bengals Jags game, or while it was going, or not Jags, Bengals Texans game. My first thought, I told Spencer this. I was like, whoever wins this game, if they go off, whether it's Joe Burrow or C.J. Stroud, they're automatically in the MVP conversation.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud ended up getting it done, and now he's in it.
I'm gonna do my read little before you.
Good call.
But I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Feldman, because since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. They called it the Feldman Advantage. They got 18 locations, 18 dealerships. So there's one in your backyard somewhere. Just visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. Also, Woodward Sports will be there this Monday and every other Monday at Chevy Feldman of Novi. Check them out. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer. Booner.
And let me tell you guys about a great defense. That is not the Detroit Lions defense yesterday, but that was a bad shot to take at them. But it is Guardian Alarm, customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians, they take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. That is 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member, they will stay on the phone as long as needed. They will help you out. That is technology that's backed by people, where your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and people who have been proven to care. Make sure you guys, for that defense there, call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Stay out.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has been providing Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, dry-aged beef, and Wagyu beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Just visit their steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go steaks. They are delicious. Or you can always order them online at fairwaypacking.com.
.com. All right, welcome back to Woodward Sports Network. It is Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner, joined as always Matthew Broder,
Hi.
Detroit Lions beat reporter. We've got the whole crew. We got Jalen here today, as always. But we've got a new guy here today. New to the Woodward Sports family, JB. I'm just kidding.
JB's here.
Yeah.
You've been here before.
Yeah, try to throw the people off a little bit, JB.
You probably trained all of us in some aspect.
JB, I will be making my sound
less,
debut,
yeah.
though, in a couple weeks.
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm going to be making my sound debut on Thanksgiving, I think.
Oh, really?
From what I've heard. Someone told me, said, Booner, you might have to do it. What is it?
Check out that like number. Freddie Felt just called it out.
We're at 100. Freddie, 150, I drink the rest of this Kool-Aid.
Oh.
Not this one, but this one. I'll just chug it. There's
That's
actually
big.
not that much.
By
left.
the way, you guys,
Maybe I'll
we're
pour
coming
some
out
in.
on the show, but Freddie Felt had himself an epic weekend. He was in town, 2 Metallica concerts. He was watching Woodward Sports during the concerts. Woodward Nights on Friday. I think the post game last night.
Yeah.
Freddie Felt has some
Locked
amazing
in.
pictures on his Instagram. I'm peeping Freddie Felt 313. Check him out. He's a good dude.
Shout out Freddie, yeah. And well, too, if you guys can hit that like button at 150, maybe I'll chug a glass of that. I don't know. We hit 150, you guys will have.
We just got 104 real quick.
Yeah, I know it started going up quick.
Real quick.
I heard that Metallica concert was actually prior.
I wanted to go.
It's probably fun. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, let's talk about it real quick. We've got a couple minutes before we have to go to break again here, but let's just have a quick conversation about Aaron Broder.
Yes.
Because obviously yesterday, and I spoke about this a little bit earlier in the show, it feels like every time this Detroit Lions team goes up against the Chargers, Ravens, Seahawks, all three have in common great quarterback and a great offense. And that's kind of what it seems like every time we go up against one, that's when we struggle. Like last year, the Cowboys. Like there are times, the Patriots not really, but there are times where Aaron Glenn, that defense slips up a little bit. I don't know. This year it feels like it's just against the best teams you play. Yeah. And the offense has bailed them out now. And they tried to bail them out in that Seahawks game, and it just came up short. What are your thoughts here with this Aaron Glenn thing? What needs to get fixed here, and what can you fix without adding another player and doing that?
That's tricky because it does fall on the development of some of these younger players or even some more veteran players coming in and making a little bit more of a difference. And to me, although I am worried about the depth of that secondary, it does go right to that defensive line. Because if you can get to the quarterback, you can get more pressure on him. That makes the secondary's job easier. So when Aaron Glenn, I don't know, it's just so tricky because their rush defense has been so much improved. But there have been times, like you said, with the good quarterbacks, the good quarterbacks, despite Lamar Jackson not having the best offensive lines. That's where my question lies. They're not able to affect that quarterback enough. I said a couple weeks ago, maybe I said it last week, what I do love is that they're not letting the crappy quarterbacks beat them. When you play the Desmond Ritters, the Jordan Loves of the world, they're dominating, and that defense is looking tough. But it's once you get to the better teams, it's tricky. And that's what we want to see going into the playoffs. We want to see them play well against better teams. I have a hard time thinking this all is going to fall on James Houston coming back. There's got to be other guys step up. When I'm thinking
100%.
Pascal. I'm thinking Charles Harris has to do something. Great guy, great teammate, but he hasn't shown up. Ali McNeil's been playing great. I can't fault him for that, but I know Dan Campbell called out Benito Jones. I don't know if he was that much of a difference maker yesterday. Isaiah Buggs, we haven't heard his name in a while. Aiden Hutchinson can't do it alone. He needs to be elite enough to get a sack in that game, I do believe. Or at least in some of these games, like get a sack, but there's nothing else happening around him.
Yeah, and I have some kind of things here that I wanted to bring up as well, because when you do look at this defense, there are positives and then there's some big negatives. Right now, the Detroit Lions defense, they're 9th in the NFL in yards allowed per game. So they're top 10 in yards per game. But the only problem is they're giving up 20 something points per game, which is 21st in the NFL. They're giving up.
Interesting.
They're 21st in the NFL right now in points per game given up. That is not good.
Interesting.
You're in the bottom 15 of the NFL right now, and that's not where you want to be. Passing yards per game, they're 20th in the NFL for passing yards per game. That's a problem. That's something maybe you look at that. Well, what do we need to do? And I know the secondary, we have the dudes to do it, right? It comes down to getting to the quarterback and still, like, you're getting pressure on him, but like yesterday, it felt like Justin Herbert, whenever he wanted, was able to have the time, get out of the pocket, and make a throw. And obviously, like you said, it's not that rush defense because they're 3rd in the NFL right now in rush defense. So I do think, Broder, you kind of cooked there just going off on that. I just think
it's hard to pinpoint it because, and let's be clear, the defense isn't as talented as the offense. Like,
no,
there are dudes.
The secondary you could almost.
There are. I'm not saying they're bad players, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking specifically about that defensive line. It's not like they have weapons all across, combined with the offensive line on the offense. So things got to change. Answer 14 had a really great comment. Said we needed to force a run and we didn't. Kept running nickel blitzes and not getting home. I would be fine with a few more rushing yards if we sacked Herbert a few times. That's a good point. And maybe when we look at the film a little bit more, we'll see sort of what types of blitzes he was calling up. He was calling in. Because it's hard to put your finger on one, but things do need to improve. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it, too. I just think it's this defensive line, just to be point blank.
Yeah.
Because I do think you have a great linebacker core right now that's deep. The secondary, you do have some dudes back there with Cam Sutton, Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Jerry Jacobs. Like, you have guys out there right now. Obviously, the depth right now might be a question, but when CJ comes back, you're going to have that. I just think, like you said, you just named all of those players off in the defensive line. You don't need all of them to step up. You need one or two of them to just step up and make a play.
Each game.
Aleem McNeil and Aiden Hutchinson can't go out there every single game and do this for 18 games and plus playoff games. You need a John Kaminsky. Like, we talked about him last year, how big of an impact he was. Have not heard his name called once in weeks. John Kaminsky, Pascal, like
the thing
Charles
I do worry
Harris has had been
the thing I do worry about John Kaminsky. There are a lot of role players like John Kaminsky. Like we're almost not supposed to hear John Kaminsky's name, but we need it. We need to now. We heard it more than expected last year, but he's that guy who sets the edge. He's that guy who's just in the right position, not necessarily the one getting all the sacks, but that's why we need the other guys to get the sacks, the Okwaras, the Harris, all those guys. So it's tricky. There are a lot of great role players on this defense, but I don't know if there are any – I don't want to say stars next to Aiden Hutchinson, but guys who can really contribute too.
Before we go to break, too, there's a couple comments here, like Steve Wilds. Why was Allen open all game? I saw a couple other people say.
Yeah, where's Pascal?
I do think that the part of that reason is, though, just with Allen and everything, is the fact that just quite frankly, you're just giving Justin Herbert, and I have to go back and watch the game, you're just giving Justin Herbert way too much time. Like, he's just made, like, a guy like Keenan Allen, you can only guard him. You can only scheme up for him for a couple seconds, and then you have to figure out. But, like, if you give him time, he's going to find a way to, he's going to find a way to get open, and his routes, he's going to get open. No one can stop him in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's why he had, 18 catches at one point in one game this year?
He's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's going to get his. He got too many yesterday, and he got too many yards. They needed to contain him a little bit more. I don't 100% disagree with you. And again, Steve Ross, where was Josh Pascal? Like, I've been calling for his name for a while. I know Jeff loves him too, but it's like he's that type of guy that I think needs to be an absolute difference maker, and we just haven't heard his name very much.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's hit break real quick.
Yes.
When we come back, we're going to look at the schedule going forward. We want to kind of get a feeling on that to see if the Detroit Lions team, I let this poll go for a reason here in the chat for next segment and put in there how many games will the Detroit Lions win this season. We're going to go look at the schedule.
Wow.
Just kind of feeling, after being 7-2, that win on the road, want to see where we're at with that, Broder. You and I know last week we kind of broke it down and went win and loss, and let's kind of see where we land.
Yep. So let me tell you about Mark White Real Estate. Because when buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That's what you can do with Mark White and Associates. So check them out. Visit markwhitesales.com or call 248-290-8242. Again, markwhitesales.com, where flexibility meets success.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Yes, just in time for football. Glorious Cannabis is dropping a brand new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in over 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of our Detroit football team. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, what are you waiting for? You are missing out. It is so smooth. Find them at a Dispo dispensary near you, or you can check them out online today at gloriouscanna.com.
Every week is different, and you don't know what it's going to take to win the game. We did what we had to do to win the game. That's what good teams do. No matter what, man, I get it. Do not ever feel bad or this or that about a win, man. They're too hard to come by. You earn that win. No matter what you say, you earn that win. And we will accept it, all right? All I've got is 2 game balls. All right, I got 2. Give me the first one. Riley Patterson. Yes, sir! What's the next one? This guy's a fucking rock, man. He does everything for us. He's an offensive player, run game, pass game, third down. What do you need? He does it. He runs the ball, Mr. St. Brown.
Let's go. Bring it in. Hey, fourth quarter victory. Win on 3, 1, 2, 3.
All right, welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. It is Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. You guys heard Dan Campbell there. Man.
Chills.
I love that man. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if that's weird to say. I'll say it 100 times. I'm going to have a beer with that man one day. I want him to get in one of these Kool-Aid videos. That's my goal.
Him get in a tub full of Kool-Aid.
Imagine me and Dan Campbell chugging Kool-Aid together.
He might one day. On stage at the NFL Draft 2024 in Detroit. The only thing I'm looking forward to more than Petiti giving Jim Harbaugh the Big Ten trophy is Dan Campbell raising the Lombardi.
Is there a way Oh, that'd be so. Oh my gosh, I'm picturing it in my head right now. I don't know. I would love to.
Yeah.
Is there a way that we could end up getting? I would like the NFL draft when it's here. I can chug the Kool-Aid on the stage for one of the picks.
That's the goal.
Well, will they allow that? Does the NFL I can do this on the stage?
Gotta ask Roger.
Okay, we'll ask around a little bit.
Let's go over the schedule real quick.
Yeah, we've got a couple minutes here. I know we're a little behind. We've been going through a lot of segments here, a lot of things. Let's break this down, Broder.
Yep.
I don't know how we want to do this. I would like to see the people in the chat as well throw in there who you guys think wins. But this schedule just seems so easy to me going forward, Broder.
It is.
It's so hard for me to point out a loss. I hate to do it. Let's start it off, though. Week 11, this week coming up. Detroit Lions versus Chicago Bears at home.
No. Win.
8-2.
Yep.
Week 12, Thanksgiving, home versus Green Bay Packers. Short week. You have 3 or 4 days to prepare. Win or loss.
Assuming no major injuries against the Chicago Bears on this short week, that's a win too.
9-2.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Think about that. Detroit Lions 9-2.
I do think they extend this too. They go double digits.
Really?
Yep.
So you think they go on the road in New Orleans and they win that game?
Yeah. Whether it's Jameis Winston or Derek Carr, I'd actually prefer to be Derek Carr. He's really fallen for me, and there's something Jameis Winston.
Can I make you a deal?
Yeah.
I want to make the people a deal here.
Give me some crab legs if we win.
Okay, yeah, I can do that for sure. We can do that. But I want to look at this because the Lions, they are on this little thing right now to where they win 3 or 4, lose, win 3 or 4, lose. I don't want to say they lose versus Saints. I think that's the Cowboys in that game's their hardest games left.
Yes.
As a team here, let's go loss here.
I'm not going to agree to that.
We have to agree to one because this is what I'm going to propose
week?
to you. I'm going to say the Cowboys we go win.
I think so.
Instead of a loss. I think on the road, I think one of the two. I think you're going to lose New Orleans, and I'm just throwing this out there because the Lions are going to win another, lose another. You would expect. I think the Saints or the Cowboys is one of those. I would rather say, personally, I would rather beat the Cowboys than the Saints. You haven't beat the Cowboys in how long on the road?
I don't believe in their quarterbacks at all. Dak, who just had a good game, don't get me wrong, and Derek Carr.
I'm not giving you a Bears loss. I will not do that.
See, I will refuse. To me, the trap game is a healthy Justin Fields at Soldier Field. Week 14.
All right,
they're the worst team on the schedule.
Let's leave this to the people.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone put in the chat. Would you rather have us take a loss to the Detroit Lions?
I'd rather
but I'm saying
Saints.
for the sake of this little argument here, the Bears on the road or the Saints on the road?
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Saints or Bears? Who do they lose to?
Oh, that's right, Wilson, Demo, and Gibbs at Chicago.
I'm telling you, man. I think if they lose a game the rest of this year, I don't know what it is. If Derek Carr's back in New Orleans, I think the Saints. That's one. You're at that point. To our point, Broder, you have won what? We're already on a 2-game win streak. 2, 3, 4. You've won 4 straight. The last time you won 4 straight, you went on the road and lost to the Ravens by 30. I think maybe this might be it to where you lose 4 straight, you drop one to the Saints. And then you win another 4 straight.
The Saints, I believe, I don't know where they rank, but they have the best defense, or at least the most disruptive defense left on the. Well, actually,
I'm telling
Dallas.
you, going on that Saints or the Superdome, tough place.
You think Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn don't have that game circled on their calendar? They're going home to New Orleans, where their careers sort of lifted off. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. There's a lot of connections to the Saints.
Okay,
I just don't think it...
Let's be fair then here. Let's just mark it up as one more loss on the schedule there.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we at then? We'll do this quick here. Go 7 8 9 10 and 3 after week 14. Week 15 back at home.
Dub.
Win.
Yep.
11.
Broncos, yeah.
Vikings, I think that's a win.
Yep.
12. Cowboys win. 13. I'm giving it a win.
Yeah.
Dead in the eyes. Cowboys win. What is that, 13?
Yeah.
In the week 18 at home.
The only thing, if the 1 seed, the clinch, or the top playoff seed is clinched, whether it's 1 or 2, the only thing that worries me in terms of just predicting a record is, are they going to sit their starters?
If there's a chance to get the 1 seed, the Detroit Lions are going to not sit their starters.
100%.
And they're going to go for the 1 seed.
If there's a chance, they will go for the 1 seed,
even if it's
guaranteed.
like, hey, the Eagles have to lose and you have to win, Dan Campbell's going to go win that football game.
Yeah.
Can guarantee you that versus the Vikings.
Good call it, Steve Lehman. That's also an Anzalone homecoming. Yeah, there it is.
Ooh, it is.
We'll talk more about the schedule maybe later in the week. I know we rushed through that, but hey, one loss for the next 8 games Booner and I are talking about. I think it's a reality. I think it's a thing that could happen.
It is. We've got, do we have a Planet Fitness here?
I think we just have Woodward and Maine.
Woodward and Maine? Okay,
Yeah, just tell them about Woodward and Maine.
Woodward and Maine. That is tomorrow morning from 7 to 8 a.m.
Yeah.
The Woodward Sports Lions Insider Show hosted by Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, our own, and Detroit legend Terry Foster tomorrow from 7 to 8 a.m. and this Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. for all the insider information you need. Anything you need Detroit Lions, they're going to break it down for you. That is on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like a landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equip Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
All right, let's talk about it. It is Outdoor Equipment Co., the official equipment provider of the Woodward Sports Network. It is Michigan-grown, family-owned, bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, and even weed whippers, Liberty trailers, generic generators, and SnowX plows and salters. They have everything you need. Anything. Outdoor Equipment Co. has it all. You could buy it. You can rent it. 0% financing, delivery right to your doorstep. That is over at OutdoorEquipCo.com. All right, welcome back. Mailbag, baby. Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network.
Boone, I think we got to play your Honolulu Kool-Aid drinking on the way out.
We'll play that on the way out.
That was epic. I don't know if you guys all saw that.
I think it was the best one yet. I almost got hit by a car, too. Shout out to whoever drove by.
Even better. Yeah, even better. Well, let's go. We got a couple minutes here real quick. Mailbag. I see one. William Vanderswag. Mailbag. I've never seen a home run hitting dynamic duo running backs on the Lions ever. Do you think they're the best duo in Lions franchise history?
I'm going to say yes because I'm younger, so I don't remember far enough back to be able to be like, oh, these guys are better. But I will say for my lifetime, yes.
Yeah, I can't remember a better dynamic duo. I mean, there have been some great running backs. I mean, Barry Sanders, but a dynamic duo, again, only 9 games in, but they have the potential to be the best in franchise history.
The next 3 years playing together and 5 for a junior.
Yeah. Behind offensive line.
People are starting to name them with like some of the best in the NFL history.
It should be. So, in the NFL history?
Well, like Kamara and Ingram. Like not history, but like they're starting to compare them to some pretty big names as well already.
They got potential. Freddie,
you got that one.
Freddie Fell 313. Mailbag. Appreciate the love tonight, fellas. You're the man, Freddie. You're easily the best show on the network. You're really the man. Who is going to come down to Indy to see the Big Ten commish awkwardly hand Harbaugh the Big Ten trophy?
Hey, shout out Freddie, by the way, too. I do think I saw, it might have been Ryan that said it, or Monty. I think if they go to hand him the trophy, Jim Harbaugh should just be like, no, we don't want it.
Yeah.
Take it. Give it to someone else.
It's going to be the most viewed. If they win the Big Ten championship, like they'll probably be predicted, it'll be the most viewed post-game celebration or post-game ceremony maybe in sports history.
Hold on, wait. So you want him to give back the trophy? Is that
just
what
don't take it. Like hand it to him, be like, turn your head. I don't want it. Take it. We don't want we don't want the handouts.
Give him a
from the
card.
Big Ten.
Here's the address to Schembechler Hall.
But
Mail
it's
it.
not a handout, though. It's like you guys respectfully won this trophy.
I don't know.
And you're just like, nah, I'm good.
I don't know about respectfully. It's handed over.
I hope
Michigan
they win
makes
it
the Big Ten a
disrespectfully.
lot of money, fellas.
I hope they win it disrespectfully.
That's
I see
where
what
I'm
you're
at,
saying, though.
JP.
It is a petty move. But it's not as petty as getting suspended on Veterans Day when the courts are closed while you're on an airplane.
Like, I'm going to accept the trophy, but also I'm probably going to do some petty stuff
Might
in
drop
between
it.
that, too. Like, here's your trophy. All right, here's a cheeseburger. Bye.
Oh, maybe he does pull one out of the back like Terry Crews.
There's a reason JB is a legend.
That would be so great, bro.
There's a reason
Fries
JD
that
is a
cross your
legend.
eyes.
Yeah.
Even flannel couldn't kill you.
I like that. Hey,
'Cause you're a legend.
Phil said mailbag, did the SVSU kid get in the game? He did not, sadly. He actually was not active. He was
scratch.
one of the ones that was a healthy scratch. Because I believe, what do they have, 59 players and then 52 are on the game?
No, 53 and then 48 or 49 are active.
53 and 48, okay.
But 53 travel.
Yep, so there are some healthy scratches. He was on that healthy scratch.
Derek Brown, me too.
Oh, here's one. Colton's cardboard. What do you guys think of the rumors of Dan Campbell being a coaching candidate for Texas A&M? A few things on that. One, I do not think it will happen. I think it's out of this world. Don't think what Dan's built here and kind of the culture and stuff he's brought with the grit, I don't see him leaving. Number two is I see him kind of taking that phone call. Neil put a tweet out and said, how do you not take that phone call? Dan Campbell's probably making $4 million right now as the head coach of the Detroit Lions because he was a newer coach and he was a first-time coach, so $4 million. Texas A&M can probably play their next head coach up to $12 million. So what, $8 million difference? Yes, you take that phone call, but that just means the Detroit Lions might have to
Use it to leverage a contract extension here in Detroit, which I'd be fine with.
They're going to have to renegotiate his contract, and they're going to have to pay him a little bit because he's starting to get people want him now.
I couldn't have said any better. How about this? I'm going to send this to you. I think you're this type of believer, but Trevor Tarantowski, mailbag, is Alex Anzalone the best defensive player right now? I don't think anyone else is outperforming him.
Yeah, I think so. Right now, Cam Sutton, you can almost say Cam Sutton did get beat.
He didn't have his best game. He had those two big penalties. Whether you think they were penalties or not, they were at big times.
Yeah, I think Alex, that's a good one. Tyler Chavez said, "Get Booner a blue or a blue tarp to wear when he drinks Kool-Aid, so he doesn't soak his clothes every week." I like getting soaked in Kool-Aid. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's perfect. Like if I could do that every single week through February after a win, I look forward to doing that every single week, doing those videos.
Wow. Answer 14 mailbag. Who is team MVP at the end of the season? I think it's going to be Goff or St. Brown.
Goff's
might be Sewell.
Thing
could be
is
Gibbs.
Goff's going to have the opportunity to be in the NFL. You just named everyone.
It literally could be so many people. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Panay.
Porta.
Goff's going to be in the NFL MVP conversation. I think you might be able to argue that St. Brown could be in the team one.
Yeah,
I think it could be St. Brown.
I hear you. Find one more. We're a minute over. Let's find one more.
Let's each find one more. You find one. I'll find one.
One more.
Each find one.
IT Hips, if you can type quick enough. I'm trying to figure out what word you were trying to say, but mailbag IT Hips. If there was one player you would really want to step on defense, then who would it be? What's he mean by step?
I can define that one.
What?
I can define.
Oh,
that
is this?
one.
Am I just
basically like go crazy, step up, go crazy.
Oh, okay. So he did.
Foot on necks. You know what I'm talking about? Step up. You know what I'm talking about?
Like being up on your dog shit.
Like a heavy press. Like, just
what, Broder?
Yeah,
Jalen told me that earlier this year.
Yeah, step on their necks.
Yeah,
right on the shoulder. Yeah, there we go.
Who would I want it to step on?
What's going on with my life?
I'd probably
make him eat some dog shit. You know what I'm talking about? Do something like that.
I'm
Pascal.
Thing. Oh, that's
Pascal. He's never been my favorite guy, but Charles Harris, I'm thinking in terms of need.
Just give me a defensive end to step up, please. Somebody. That's all I want for Christmas. I want a defensive end.
Tyler Chavez, step on Curry.
And I did see real quick before we go.
Stupid, bro.
Justin Station said Corey Schlesinger. Forgot about him until just now. Corey Schlesinger is the man. He used to break face masks. I remember when I was a little kid, I went to my first football camp. It was a Lions one at the Silverdome. Corey Schlesinger was there. I met him. Jason Hansen was doing kicking drills, and I did some kicking drills with Jason Hansen. It was like an all-time, like, I was like in like third grade at the time. It was like one of the most all-time moments. That was how I got into football. Was I started playing Pee Wee, and then they was like my first year. They're like, hey, there's this Lions camp at the Silverdome. You guys want to go? And I'm like, yep, I'm going. Went. Corey Schlesinger there, did some running back drills with him, and then did some kicking drills with Jason Hansen.
Like Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Remember Andy Reid run the kick, pass, punt, play, throw?
Oh, the drill. I think, yes, and he was like the best ever at it.
Like this, he's 10 years old. He's 6'7".
Oh, man, that's elite. Hey, we appreciate you guys all locking in with us, though, on Woodward Nights. It was a great victory Monday. Appreciate all of you guys here. Let me throw these on real quick. Drink a little bit of Kool-Aid for you guys. Make sure if you guys haven't yet, I know we didn't get to 150, but hit that like button. We'll drink this Kool-Aid. Enjoy the victory Monday, because tomorrow, guess what? We're back. As Dan Campbell would say, we are back to work tomorrow. It is Bears week. We may have a special guest this week for you guys as well for that. So make sure you guys keep tuning back in 8 to 10 every single day. Love you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Toodles, my G's.
All right, Detroit Lions, 7-2. Guess what? Bye week. You guys missed Booner screaming. I'm sure you did. All of you haters out there. We're 7-2 on the way to the 1 seed. Amon-Ra St. Brown is still a dog, and the Detroit Lions have the best running back duo in the NFL right now. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. We're going nowhere. Kirby, we're here. Let's drink the Kool-Aid and enjoy 7-2, baby. Woo! Wait a second. Wait.